welcome to the Tristan channel today. I thought I've seen this thing on my feed and I thought, oh, this looks interesting. It's a new channel called, not well, it's not new. It's a new channel I react. It's not new on YouTube, but it's a new one. It's one I'm reacted to. Yeah. So let's just take this off, getting a bit warm. So this is looks like an interesting story. I haven't seen it. A man threw a Dachshund into a lion's open cage. You won't believe what happened next. God knows why, but this should be interesting. We hope.
Cats and dogs.
Oh, and sorry, the link to E-Mystery is in the description below.
Dogs are two of the most popular pets in the world. It is generally believed that they do not get along, and it is rare for them to become friends. That's one of the reasons why the story of a friendship between a lion named Bone Digger and a tiny Dachshund named Milo is truly special. It's hard to imagine what a huge lion can have in common with a tiny Dachshund. It all began.
Well, judging by that first footage, the dog is still alive, and they seem to get on really well. So far so good. Looks like they're good friends and hasn't eaten the dog. The lions are beautiful, aren't they?
And when the park's workers began caring for a tiny lion cub who was abandoned by his mom, the baby was born sick. The vets later diagnosed him with osteoporosis, so the mother decided to abandon her cub. These are the so-called rules of the jungle. The weak are abandoned because they endanger the well-being of the group.
See, and the thing is, it's like, let's smaller this bit so you can see more. See less of my ugly mug and more of the cats. That's something people don't understand because I'm not dissing anyone, but most people who are vegans is because they just can't stomach or handle the horror of things, of farming. Well, I say horror, but it's just it's nature in a way. It's horrible. What we do is no different from animals. As we're more. I'll probably lose. No one. I could probably lose a lot of subscribers, but what we do is no different from animals. It's just that we just evolved to become better at it. You know what I mean? It's like with spears and that. Rather than hunt something down. Rather than jump on it and start beating up. It's like, well, I'm not going to get killed trying to get that prey. You know what I mean? So we went from throwing stones to other tools. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it's like, because you get these posters that they put up, animal rights people put up. There's nothing wrong with animal rights. I support, oddly enough, I eat meat, but I support animal rights. It seems like a contradiction to some people, but it's because I have a respect and appreciation of nature, whether it be plants, animals, you name it. I'm in absolute awe. But people got to understand, that's basically what I was going to say, is they got this beautiful picture of animals coexisting. I hate to say it, folks, but that's a fairy tale. That's a Walt Disney fairy tale. Nature is cruel. And that's what I think a lot of people got to accept. It's like, the animals are more compassionate than humans, but if, like he's just said there, if your baby's weak, what do? We actually take it to a doctor, or we try our best to save that child. Animal, don't want to know you, mate. You know what I mean? It's all swings and roundabouts. It's all, nature's cruel. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people change their lives, where it becomes they become vegan or other kinds of things. It's like they can't, and there's a common denominator throughout this. They can't handle the horror or the, because they say, oh, I can't even watch nature programs. Well, why not? It's nature. But then again, no. Everything in this world dies in order to eat. It's like, you'll be surprised. So just so we can have our carrots, just so, even if I was vegan, right, not even I would be that deluded. And I know it sounds horrible, and I'm not saying people are all vegans deluded, but even I would not be that deluded. I would still accept the fact that I'm killing something, because thousands of animals get killed in the wildlife. To make that bit of land, it's like, they combine harvest it, right? Which kills deers, rabbits, you name it, and then they chemical it, which kills whatever's left if they made it, you know, it's horrible. We destroy ecosystems just so we can eat. So there's no such thing as an ethical diet. You know what I mean? Something will still die, and you know, it's just nonsense. It's wishy-washy nonsense. Nothing wrong with being vegan. If you want to be vegan, that's fine, but don't preach it to people like it's a moral thing. It's not. It's horse manure. The sentiment is nice. I respect and love the ideology, but in reality, it doesn't work. You know what I mean? But hey. But anyway, so yeah, in that thing, see, nature's cruel. Nature is cruel. It's something that we have to deal with.
That's how our fluffy protagonist found himself alone. Of course, the staff of the park did not stand idly by. They knew that lions are freedom-loving, gregarious animals. When confined, they often experience stress due to limited space and loneliness.
Also, people anthropomorphize animals, because as you can see, I went cooch cooch coo. Yeah, I wouldn't do that in real life. I wouldn't go up and try and hug a lion. You know what I mean? A lot of these animal actors would go, "I'm your friend." The lion's looking at you going, "You're my lunch." But a lot of animals that you're trying to, you know, we try to protect will eat you given the chance. It's so hilarious. It's like rabbits will eat birds, cows will eat chickens, rabbits will eat birds, deers will eat rabbits. The circle of life is bonkers. There's no strict codes for it's all about herbivores and carnivores. The whole of nature is grey as hell. It's bizarre. You know what I mean? It's so bizarre. And people think, "Oh, we're strictly this, you're strictly that." It's like, no. There's no rules in nature. You know what I mean? The universe is crazy. It's crazy. What beautiful, but yeah, no. Unfortunately, that's the price we pay for living. Anything that lives on this planet, something has to die or get. You know, it's just a circle of life. Circle of life. God, I hate Lion King.
Even these huge and muscular kings of the jungle need company. The park workers knew.
Lion sleeps tonight. Sorry.
Knew it, and they began to urgently look for solutions. They decided to put the baby in a separate enclosure for bottle feeding and place a 2-year-old Dachshund named Milo into the same enclosure with him. At the time, Milo was living in the park, and it was willing to help out with this difficult task. Milo was supposed to serve as a substitute for the cub's mom. At first, the workers were worried that the cat and dog would not get along, but a real miracle happened seconds after they met. Milo began to sniff the little lion. The lion, too, showed an interest in the Dachshund. Overall, the plan worked, and the little Dachshund took the future king of the jungle under her wing. Having felt that the baby was not well, the dog tried to protect and console the timid cub, fulfilling maternal responsibilities. It got to the point that Bone Digger would obey the Dachshund.
Plus, you know, we don't deserve dogs. You know, dogs are just loving. It's like I said in my other videos a while ago, the great thing about dogs, I was doing reaction and there's a dog in this video, but yeah, it's like we don't deserve dogs. It's like you could be an absolute bar steward to a dog. You could call it all the disgusting names in the sun and it'll still love you. They're just like a bundle of love. It's just, I know you get some vicious ones and dangerous ones, but you know what I mean? The majority of them are just a ball of fur of love, you know what I mean? It's like, I really miss my dog, Nelson. You know, I really miss him. Because, you know, no matter what, even if you're depressed, just hugging your dog will just, all your problems go away. You know, I don't get too emotional about it, but anyway.
Even after he grew a little, all the dog had to do was make a sound for the lion to back away and understand that he was in the wrong. For about 5 years, Milo and Bone Digger have been inseparable. Today, this unusual pair lives together and spends all their time with each other. They sleep and play together. They even eat raw meat together. The son lets his mom eat first. He eats only after the Dachshund becomes full. What's most strange is that the lion does have a predatory nature and doesn't always act like a cute kitten. The strong...
See, you can't just go up and go, "Goochie-goochie-goo." Yeah, I'm talking to you. The one that's thinking, "Oh, goochie-goochie-goo." Yeah, you could go hug a lion if you want. I'll just stay here. You go cuddle a lion, and I'll go and put my best sneakers on. Okay? Running sneakers.
Lion can definitely stand up for himself. What's most interesting is that Milo even tries to mimic the lion's roar and Bone Digger tries to bark. But of
Wow.
course they are unsuccessful. The 5-year-old lion and the 7-year-old Dachshund are so close that the dog even helps the lion brush his teeth after meals. She inserts her entire head into his mouth and he waits patiently. This unusual couple lives in an exotic animal park in Wynwood, Oklahoma. Not only do they live there, but they have become one of the city's attractions. The park's manager is 43-year-old John Rink. He followed this unusual relationship from its very beginning. He says that today, the couple is happier than ever. They entertain the park's visitors by playing, running, jumping, and simply messing around. What's interesting is that 2 more Dachshund, named Bullet and Angel, were involved in caring for the lion. They also got along with Bone Digger, although they did not become as close with him as Milo. Today, the 5-year-old lion weighs 226 kilos, and his Dachshund mom looks absolutely tiny in comparison. The lion cherishes this relationship. When playing, he makes sure not to get too rough. Most likely he understands that he can harm Milo and is extremely careful for this reason. This story shows us that even animals that look different and have different lifestyles can find a way to get along and build incredibly strong relationships. This unfortunately can't always be said of people. We have a lot to learn from animals. Friend.
Yeah, but it's all, I like to inject here. It's all very good saying that, but it's like, for example, let me give you an example. I can't remember which country. Well, obviously it's a country that's got lions. Where's my vape? It made a big story. I can't remember if it was a pig or a dog or something. No, it might be a baby deer. That was it. And this lion or wild cat saved this deer. Well, they didn't adopt it, it just saved it from the river. And they're like, oh my God, such an act of compassion. It's like, yeah, you do realise the next following day that will be on the menu. You know what I mean? Because to be fair, in the enclosure, this not if they're growing up together, but to be fair, because it's with humans, it's still a wild animal, but there's a percentage of it that's domesticated, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's had a little bit of its wildness taken out, as if you would say if the lion was living with people on a ranch or something. Yeah, I'm not sure this would work in nature. Obviously, you had that time where the lion came up to those 2 guys, but I'm just saying in general, if it was just a one-off thing, it's like if that lion didn't have any food that day in the wild and it came across these dogs. Again, it swings and roundabouts. But like I say, is to any certain people I've mentioned before in the video, if you are one of those, if you are vegan, please do not unsubscribe. I have nothing against you. I'm just saying, from my observations, that a lot of it's to do with people can't stomach horror and the cruelty of nature and things like that. But it's just, that's life. I can understand if you can't handle that. That's fair. But then you can't then make it into something fake, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I can't say, I'm doing this to be moral. It's actually, I can't, you know what I mean? Just own up to it. No one's going to judge you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to judge you. It's understandable. So have you seen a bear tear a deer apart? I have. It's not nice. Yeah, not in real life, but on footage. Someone's recorded it. Ed was having a barbecue. Deer went for the burger. It wasn't alone. You know what I mean? Or something like that. And they filmed it in the back garden. And they're like, oh my God, it's so horrible. It's nature. Nature's horrible. It's beautiful, but at the same time, it's cruel.
Tell us what you think about this unusual couple. In the comments, that's all for today. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel to never miss the video.
That was an incredible story. I like that. I mean, the title was a bit deceiving, isn't it? In a way, it's like, oh, a guy you think some cruel bugger chucked a dog into an animal, lion enclosure. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's really good. That's really not touching, isn't it? I seem to have rattled on a bit, but I want to have a 2 cents to that because there's important things we've got to take in consideration. It's like, first of all, I won't say any names, but I went to a place somewhere where they had essentially wild boar in an enclosure, and they were vegan, And it says on the sign, do not put your hands in the enclosure because they will rip your hands off. What do they go and do? Stroking it like, oh, I'm your friend. But yeah. Plus, I've got against vegan story, but I'm saying about it just remind me of certain points about the cruelty in nature, because nature's cruel. Because it's quite funny because there's a contradiction in what he says. Oh, we could learn something from animals, but what did he say happened at the beginning? Animals, if you're weak, I'm sorry, we don't want to know you. There's a similar story about, there's a post about, or a quote about wolves, a pack of wolves, and someone completely debunked it. It's like, no, the ones who are weak don't lead the herd, they leave the pack. Anyone who's weak, they leave at the end of the pack. They just like, you're weak, go back to the end of the, go to the back of the queue, as it were. So, you know what I mean? So in a way, it's kind of like cannon fodder. If we get attacked by another pack at the rear, you know what I mean? They're not. It's not pleasant. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the story like I did. It's quite sweet, isn't it? If so, hit the like. As like I said, mystery. I'll put the link to description the link to our channel in the description below. So yeah, if you like the video, hit like. And if you haven't already subscribed, then please do. It'd be nice to have you. And like I said, don't take offence to what my opinion says. I'm just saying about things about nature and things like that. So yeah, like I said, I got nothing against people's beliefs. Your beliefs are your own. Just be mindful about your beliefs and how you approach other people with it, because in reality, there's certain ideologies that are nice in theory, but not they don't work in reality. We live in a universe that doesn't abide by rules. You know what I mean? So anyway, until the next video, folks. Take care and bye bye.